Hello and welcome to Canutillo Convos, the official Canutillo ISD podcast. We're here on location at Canutillo High School with our fearless leader, Dr. Pedro Galviz, Superintendent of Schools.
Oh, fearless. I fear a lot of things, like spiders.
We have two special guests with us today.
Monkeys, with wings.
Monkeys with wings. We're on location at Canutillo High for a special reason. This week was National Signing Day. And we had one of the highest profile signings to happen, definitely in El Paso. It was noteworthy even throughout the state and the country, with Canutillo High School's own LJ Martin, who's one of our guests today. Welcome, LJ.
LJ!
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sing a song, LJ. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite song?
Don't listen to it.
Come on, you referenced God yesterday. So you have to have a favorite hymn.
I don't really got no favorite songs. Shoot, there's so many to choose from.
Put you on the spot, but we'll move on. And we also have, of course, our athletic director and head football coach.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
Coach Brooks, welcome.
4 or 5 coach of the year. He ran a 4 or 5. He says he can still run a 4 or 5.
No. You can run it.
I can run a 4.520 maybe.
But LJ, you made big news this week. On Tuesday, you announced that you will be attending and playing for Brigham Young University starting in the fall.
Yes, sir.
We had a big announcement here at the auditorium. Tell us a little bit about your decision to go to BYU.
It was just what was the best fit for me at the time, because I was committed to Stanford, but Coach Shaw resigned. And, you just had to really evaluate your options, and just looking from the outside in, it was just what was best for me at the time and what I feel like going to be best for me going forward. And,
I know you visited BYU. You visited many schools to sort of determine what place best fit your future and your needs. What was it about BYU that made it a good fit?
It was just the people there. I just feel like they really cared for you as a person, and just I would be in good hands going over there. You just kind of felt like a similar feel to here, at home, just always having good people around you and stuff like that. So that's why I chose there.
Great. Well, congrats again. And Doc, we were talking about this earlier this week, you and I, and we were saying how this news is not just great because here we have a player from Canutillo, a player from El Paso making headlines nationally, for his talent on the field, but that it goes beyond that. Everyone we spoke to and everyone who spoke on that day, Coach, you included, just spoke about just how great a student, how great a kid LJ is.
Well, you notice when he came in, he kept calling us sir.
Yes.
Right? So you got to think of his mom and dad, the foundation. He mentioned a lot of his family. And but I really want to go to Coach Brooks. What the character of this young man, and what
Well, LJ's to me, he's a once in a lifetimer. I've done this 33 years. I coached very good football players. To me, he's the best football player I've ever coached. Whether it was where we put him, he would be the best player if we would have put him at offensive guard. But the thing I love about LJ is he's humble. He's he's a great teammate. He could be, he could walk around with his head held high, and, he was a leader. The young kids loved him. He missed one practice the entire 4 years he was here, and he had a little stomach bug. And Renee, who was a little sophomore, I thought he was sad because his dad or his big brother wasn't there because he missed LJ that day, so we gave him a hard time. But he's just a unique person in the fact that he's very grounded. Academics is important to him. I think if LJ for some reason didn't play, and he's going to be fine because he's got everything to be successful in life.
LJ, I have a question. Did you like to punt? Because I saw you punt sometimes, and I was like, wait, he runs, and now he's punting.
Yeah, I would always try to get Coach Brooks to let me punt and kick. It was like a weekly thing. I would go out there, try out with the punters. Even PAT. It was just something I always wanted to do. And, I knew once I got to college, I wasn't going to kick no extra points or anything. So I was like, I got to do it now before the opportunity's up. So luckily I got in.
His career average on PATs is 50%, just so you know.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well,
We have 6.
and Coach, I was, you know, when on the day of the signing, you mentioned his stats, and I was just blown away. You know, more than 6,000 yards rushing, 600 carries, I believe you said, and only one fumble.
Yes.
Only one. I told that to my brother that day,
You need
and he was like, "Are you kidding me? I mean, that's just unreal." Like,
you need to teach Aaron Jones not to fumble in the playoffs.
Nah, he does a great job with himself. You know,
He fumbled.
yeah, but he's a baller once you get the ball in his hands.
He
I mean,
fumbled in the playoffs.
uh-huh.
But you know,
He is a
tell us a
baller.
little bit about your plans at BYU. What have you decided on a major? What are you going to study?
I believe I want to go into either psychology or kinesiology. But I'm still deciding. I'm not 100% sure yet, but because I still have to take like my basics and stuff like that. So I still have time to decide a little bit, but I'm looking at kinesiology and psychology.
Why are you so grounded? I mean, you even now you're just very humble.
Mhm.
You're grounded. It's not about LJ. It's about team. How did that develop?
I would say it just developed because, I mean, you know, it's just, I played with all these guys since I was like really little and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, it's great to do stuff by yourself, you know, have all this stuff by yourself. But if you got no one to share it with, I mean, it's really nothing, you know? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I could rush for 6,000 yards, but if no one, you know, if I don't got no one to share it with, no one really cares. So, you know, just sharing it with my teammates, having them be able to go along with this journey with me is just like, that's what makes it really fun.
What did your mom and dad say? Like when you said BYU?
They were excited. Yeah, my dad was really excited because, you know, they're a good football program. I mean, they get overlooked some, but they consistently have like a top 5 O-line in the nation. And that's something you need as a running back. And, you know, they're just, I mean, when we went up there for the visit, we really liked it. You know, they had great people. They put running backs in the NFL. So, and that's the ultimate goal for me. So that's why we were excited to go there. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Go ahead.
That's odd. You know, I was doing research, Coach, after the announcement because I was writing the story for our website.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I Googled your name and see what was out there. And I was just taken aback because Sports Illustrated wrote about you. You know, like this is, you know, here's Sports Illustrated breaking news and doing these things. I mean, your announcement made national news.
Mm-hmm.
And yet here you are, humble. Here you are at Canutillo High School, sitting down with us, talking to us about this, and walking down the hallway, talking to your classmates. Tell us what Canutillo has meant for you, and what has Canutillo High School done to help you get to where you are?
They've done a lot for me, you know, just the administration, you know, teachers, I mean, even coach, I mean, principals. They've always just been really supportive of my dream, you know, and that's something I really appreciate them for. I mean, you know, there's never been one person out here I feel that's ever told me, I mean, you can't do it. You know, they've always been pushing for me to reach my aspirations and just to keep on working. You know, and they're just always talking about being active in your dream. So I think they do a great job of just helping you try to achieve that dream. And if you come short, you come short. But, you know, they're trying to do everything possible to make sure you get there.
Do you think the message is out there now that Canutillo is a powerhouse when it comes to football, athletics, and academics even, you know, is you know, the Canutillo that people might have a perception, you know, different now?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I definitely think that. I mean, I think it's been like that for athletics for a while. You know, Coach Brooks has done a great job, I believe. You know, I mean, since I was little, I mean, I probably, you know, known about high school football since like I was seven years old, you know, going to the playoffs, Final Four in 2014. And, you know, they've been a powerhouse ever since. And then, you know, even from the academic standpoint, I remember because I transferred from Anthony in 6th grade. And we went to CMS because they were the STEAM Academy. And they were like one of the only ones at the time. So, you know, it just shows that you guys have come a long way. I mean, I can't remember a time in my life where Canutillo wasn't, you know, Canutillo always felt like it was a big name around here.
Yeah, I heard you mention Anthony during your announcement. So definitely this community, you know, that did so much to help raise you. But your parents and your sister, you mentioned them as well. I've been talking to your mom in preparation for the announcement,
Oh,
and I know how proud they are of you and how proud they are of your accomplishments. But she speaks about you as just a good person, and just congratulations on that as well.
thank you.
What do they tell you at home? What do they tell you? Like, hey, you're not BYU here, man. You better do your chores.
Yeah, well, I have a grandpa who's pretty funny when it comes to that. He's always like, man, you can't be doing no dishes. I mean, it's too talented to be doing no dishes, But yeah, I mean, they're just great people. They make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to, keep me on task, things like that. Just make sure, I'm treating people the right way. Just, basic. What we feel should be just basic, just treating people the right way, showing, just leading by your acts and not your words. So,
wow, it's good advice. So when do you have to report to BYU?
I believe I'll report in late May, early June.
Starts right away. Eh?
Yes, sir.
You already have a roommate or dorm or what?
Yes, sir. I have a roommate. It's going to be the quarterback signee, so I'm a roommate with him. He's already in classes over there because he lives about 20 minutes from campus because that's where he grew up. So, and I mean, when we went down there for the official, that's who I talked to a lot, and he already knew the offense because I guess every day after practice, not after practice, but after school, he would go down there and he would just be with the team practicing. Not practicing, but I mean, just learning their plays and things like that.
So what do you want your roommate to know about you? Do you snore? Do you I know you're a clean, pick up after yourself with your mom and dad.
But I would say, I mean, nothing really, I guess I'll go to bed kind of early. That's something about me. I mean, some nights I'll be out by like 7:30. Just how tired I am, just depending on how it went. And boom, so I'm out cold.
So just because you're tired or you just...
Yeah, I'm just tired. I don't even know, I guess because I'll stay up like a little bit later the day before, and then I'll get back home that night, and I'm out by like 7:30, and I won't wake up until like 7 the next day. So, yeah, but that's really about it. I guess I'm just a early sleeper, early riser. So yes, sir.
Tell them to keep the music. No music after 8.
I'll try to, but I mean, really, it doesn't affect me. I mean, I'll fall asleep anywhere.
Oh, you're a hard sleeper?
Yeah, I am. Yes, sir.
BYU is known as a school with a very strict student code of conduct. Are you ready for that? You think? I mean, you seem very, very stable and very grounded. So, is it a good fit in that regard as well for you? That it's a school that has high expectations on and off the field.
Yes, sir. I think it's just something that'll help me, even more as a person, just having those rules, make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to and just using it to my advantage, like the no drinking and stuff like that, I mean, it'll just help me become a better person in the long run, just being able to grow without that stuff, and it'll just make me a better athlete because, I mean, that stuff does chip away at your body over time. But, if I never get into it, I mean, I got nothing to worry about.
Well, you probably know this, but again, I wish life was always going to be easy. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to have your teammates. So rest assured that we're here.
Yes, sir.
Canutillo will always be here for you, and your sister will make sure, and your family. And,
yes, sir.
You got Coach Brooks, and even all the coaches that love you and appreciate you. So. Nah, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. And what are you gonna miss? I know BYU doesn't have Mexican food.
Yeah, that's something I am gonna miss. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna miss a lot. Just the food down here is delicious. So that's something I'll miss. What else?
What are they known for? Are they known for anything?
I don't even know. But when we went up there, they had us snowmobiling.
Oh, okay.
Because they got like a mountain range 10 minutes away.
Skiing and all that.
So we saw all the skiing, like the snowboarding, and then.
Oh, do you know how to ski? Snowboard?
But they said coach will actually let you, once the season ends, he's gonna let you go out there and he'll let you ski. And they actually bought snowmobiles, right? So the coaches are allowed to take their position group snowmobiling. So that's something I'm definitely gonna do.
Just be careful, don't break any bones, man. They need you.
Yes, sir.
So I know have any. And I just say, because my nephew plays tight end for Iowa. And when he was signed last year, Kittle called him, text him. running backs?
Tyler Algier, he was a 1,000-yard rusher for the Falcons this year. He was a rookie.
What do you say?
He just called me, he said congrats. And then not only that, but before that, he had called me just to answer any questions and things like that I had about the program and things like that. So, it's really a family atmosphere.
Brotherhood, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
yes,
awesome. That's
great.
Cool.
That's great.
Anything, Coach, you want to add? You want to make him do some tires before he goes today?
No, he's got a basketball game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's
basketball.
elementary night at
so we could have 1,000 screaming kids there.
Wow. Basketball, football, what's your,
I grew up playing basketball, so I would say that's my favorite. I just happen to be better at football. Happen to be better, but that's just what came easier to me because, we always talk about it all the time, like me and my friends are always like, you're just so passive in basketball, just gets the rack every time. But I feel like football is just a lot easier because, not only that, the guys I grew up with playing, we're just always happy for each other.
Did y'all win the championship at CMS?
No, we lost both years in the championship.
Oh,
so, yeah.
I know y'all won.
That was the year after us. I know the juniors right now, they're the ones that won it. And Devin's group.
So we're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of controversy that was covered daily in warm-ups about that.
Yeah.
All the way down to Little Eagles and Upper Valley Longhorns and then
West Side Eagles.
Every day they had something to talk about with, they were more worried about sometimes that than who were playing that week, but they enjoyed it. They had a good time giving each other hard.
Coach, it was so great at the announcement to see coaches wearing West Side Eagles and middle school people were here. I saw people from other schools even come out and support. This is a huge deal. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that obviously he's a big Division I recruit. This is the third one in 18 years that we've had in Canutillo. We don't hear El Paso. We don't hear a lot of Division I recruits. So that's something to be proud of here. Do you see us changing? Do you see the outlook changing for not just in football but in other sports?
Well, part of it is El Paso's, and LJ can attest this as parents. El Paso's hard to get to for recruiters. It's not a Dallas where they can go in and hit 100 schools. And so, like when Stanford came last spring, Coach Gould said, Coach, it's hard to get here. Got to fly here to get here. There's no direct flights. And like he said, if LJ was in Dallas, it'd be 100 schools, and so we're a little isolated. Being Division I is very hard. It's hard to beat. You're looking at the top 1% of every sport there is. And the thing is, we tell our kids, hey, if you get to play, you get to play. So we've had 2 Division I, Division II All-Americans at Canutillo. We've had all conference kids in Division II. So they've all been very successful and gotten their degrees. And that's the reason. You want to push them not so much to play, but you're going to school to get a degree. So, LJ is a special young man. We joke about it, his picture, and he gave me a beautiful picture that I'm very proud of. And I want to tell a parent when they walk in and say, my son or daughter's D1, I said, well, does he look like this? Because that's kind of the gold standard, Yeah. And so it's hard, and it's not, and it doesn't matter if you're in Dallas or you're in San Antonio or in El Paso. It's to be a Division I athlete, it's tough. It's not an easy road to,
You and I spoke many years ago about this issue too, Coach, and at that time you had several students signing up for some Division II and other schools to play football and other sports. And you mentioned that, like this is great, and we need to celebrate that as much as we celebrate people like LJ, because what it means is they're continuing their education.
Right.
And that's the ultimate goal.
Right. And I'll give you that class of 14 of the 6 kids that signed, 6 of them, they didn't all finish playing their careers, but they all have degrees, and they're all very successful young men. And that opened the door for some of them. We've got a kid who's in the insurance business now, and football got him a college degree. We've got a young man that talked to them before the last playoff game, who's probably one of the most successful financially, and just 34 years old, and just had lunch with Janet Jackson 2 weeks ago. He's at that level. And to see those kids for us, he was a Division II, but he got his degree and just, and I think with LJ, he's definitely, it's been enjoyable for us because we've had so many schools come through, but it gives a kid like TJ, our sophomore linebacker, I really feel could be the next D1 kid here. It gives him a little exposure because they ask, hey, do you have any other kids? And you say, well, yeah. This is, so it helped us. But it was enjoyable to watch all them because some of these guys, and I know we're live and all that, but some guys come in with the attitude it's a salesmanship, and some of these coaches come in very genuine. And I think LJ did a very good job of seeing what was going on with and he was mature enough to make the decision he made.
Yeah, it showed in your decision making too, right? That you're making a decision based on maturity and what's best for your future, obviously. And we're gonna wrap this up, but I want to ask you one last question here, LJ, which is, you've been playing here for a while, Canutillo. Do you have a favorite game, favorite memory of here playing in here in Canutillo?
Mine would have to be my freshman year. We played Hanks, and we had like Joaquin and all those guys, and I think we were down 35-14, and we ended up coming back. I had 2 touchdowns that game. I had one to kind of tie it up, and then we had because we had the 2-point after that to tie it up, but it got us right there. And then we did, we added a shovel pass for me earlier in the season, and I took it 40 yards to get us in field goal range. So that's probably my favorite game, just because.
All the way back to freshman year.
Yes, sir. Because that's just something I was out there playing, having fun, but that's something I was like, dang, I can't believe I did that as a freshman. I was just out there running. I was just trying to do my best.
How much did you weigh back then?
165. I think I was at 5'10", 165. 5'9", 165.
Now what are you now?
I'm 6'2", 205, around there. Probably a little bit more, but yes, sir.
Yeah, I was telling you, I wish, but when you signed, I was like, I want to look like that in my sweater.
Yeah, those arms with those guns, man. I saw him draw thank you.
What do you do with those little basketball players that are about as big as a pencil, some of these guys? Do you stiff arm them?
I try to sometimes, but they always call them the offensive fouls. I'm a bigger kid. They're always trying to call a charge on me and stuff. So I always have to keep them tugged, but best believe in practice. I'm swiping because they're always trying to get me in my chest. So I'm swiping them down, getting right past people. So yes, sir. It's just real fun.
Last word, LJ. What do you want to say to Canutillo and the community?
I just want to thank them all for their support throughout this. I couldn't ask for a better community from them. It's a small, I wouldn't say it's a small community, but it's kind of isolated from El Paso, and I like that. It's just a whole different thing. I feel like it's a real family atmosphere, and everyone's happy for each other out here, and that's something I just truly love about Canutillo.
All right, well, we love you.
Good luck, and go Cougs.
Yes, sir. Go Cougs.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Good job, bud.